What's going on, world? It's your boy at Big Game James _36, and this is Big Games BS, part of Den Media Group, presented by the MFTK Foundation. MFTK Foundation is the go-to website for all things related to the nonprofit and things of that nature. So go to mftkfoundation.com, check out everything, and then and just see how you can donate. We start the book bag drives and everything for this month, this week. So but on that note, I apologize. Let's start our show off the way we start each and every show off, with a word of prayer.
You already know what time it is, dog. Thank you, God, for another day. Thank you, God, for another day. Thank you, God. God is great. All the time. All the time. Nobody wanna thank you, God. Thank you, God. Go.
Jaden, what we got for today?
Good morning, everybody. Welcome to another morning edition of Big Games BS here on July 6, 2026. This is your first time at the show. Welcome. And if you're wondering why it's called Big Games BS, it's because we bring the good, the bad, and the BS of the sports world, especially football, to your screens, eyes, and ears. First things first, if you're a true fan of the show, you know we like to start out with our MFTK segment. We're going to highlight some things that's going to be happening in some communities around that Jacksonville, around the Florida area. So we're going to be looking at some different events you guys should definitely pay some close attention to before getting into our NCAA segment. We're going to start off with the home team, FSU. Then we're going to branch out from there, talking about the new college football video game and some teams. And we got some other conference information to discuss with you all before getting into the NFL section for today. Have a quick 4th of July Jaguars recap video. Then we got some list Twitter and some news coming from the league before we talk about some new updated FIFA World Cup news. And we're going to look at the true USA greatest of all time athlete before we get into our Big Games BS section. We like to bring this section outside of the typical football sports world with our BS or Bustin' Food review segment, but we're going to finish off today's show with something that is kind of football related. So we're going to start off first things first, like we normally do, showing you this right here on the big screen, the Battle Southeast High School 7v7 Football Classic. James, how do people get a chance to win that $10,000 on July 11th, 2026?
Show up and compete and participate. A lot of teams, I find out a lot more guys are afraid of smoke than what we thought. But hey, you got to come in. Eventually, you have to compete. So that's about it. And you come in, pay your $500, come out to Andrew Jackson High School, and we get active. So
I think you got okay. Your
yes.
audio is back.
But yeah, just come in and just try to get that last little bit of work before the weekend starts. And it's just one of those things where I would never 100% understand, the mentality of coaches. Coaches want to Coaches want to tell kids always compete. And then there's a structured opportunity I get for out of town guys, but even just the local ones. Worst case scenario, you lose, but you know what you need to work on. You know what you need to be seen. You know what you need to do that. And you got to go out there and you got to win your reps, as my guy Kobe Wright says. And a lot of times it seems like people are more afraid to put up a bad effort with this. But to be honest with you, the big key in all of this is that there is no other things legally that you can put up $500 and win $10,000 for your program. So really just trying to get these guys on the right page. But if you know any coach, we still got at least 4 spots that we're trying to fill, if not more. So bring them on out, let them try to compete for the opportunity to win a prize pool of over $10,000. So, yep.
We got some more community give back information for you guys right here. If you want to access this post, make sure to check out James's X account for sure. I think it is the pinned tweet on the account, but you have your 7th annual community give back weekend starting in Orlando, Florida on July 18th with the backpack giveaway. Then you go into the Panhandle to Tallahassee, Florida on the 25th and 26th of July with the backpack giveaway, food distribution, and football camp. And finishing off in Jacksonville, having a football camp on August 2nd and the backpack giveaway and food distribution on August 8th. How do people get a chance to donate to the cause, to actually go and volunteer for the cause? Where do people get to go for that?
You can go to mfckfoundation.com, donations. That's where you can use, if you need to use a credit card, you want to do that, you could be able to get that. Or you can go to, or you just Cash App MFTK36. The Zelle, the number is on there for you to be able to Zelle as well. All kinds of different opportunities and different ways that you could go about doing that. We're going to give away what we give away right now. This is how I know, without getting over the top with a lot of the things, that it's not really in a better place. We haven't raised the numbers in which we would normally have had at this point, but people will still be served and people will still be blessed. So at the end of the day, time, talent, and treasure. A lot of people complain about stuff, and this is how, when the world, it's not like a true indicator, but I know we're going, the trajectory is way lower than what it will be, but the impact will still be the same. It'll just be a little different. It'll just look different.
We mentioned Tallahassee, Florida. And if you guys really do want to give back to the community, make sure to go on James's page. Look at those posts right there. Sign up, donate, do whatever you can. And we're going to be talking about the home team, one of the home teams, the FSU Seminoles. So, James, we got some more news from FSU football's official X account. And this post said we landed 7 on Athlon's preseason All-ACC team. We like to give you guys an updates with these preseason nods right quick. So first team offense, a familiar name across all of these lists, Deuce Robinson. Then second team defense, Mindrell Desir, Chris Jones, Jabril Rawls. Fourth team offense, Makai Danzy, Usman Chroma. And fourth team defense, you have defensive line, Daniel Lyons. So I just want to give you guys a quick update on the Athlon's preseason All-ACC polls before we get into a historic accomplishment that many people often forget FSU has in their back pocket. And James, you definitely know what I'm talking about with this right here. Shout out to CFB Tracker on X, on formerly known as Twitter. And they put this infographic up for us, the longest bowl win streak. So Florida State won 11 straight bowl games from 1985 all the way at the bottom to 1995. And James, this post is special because the 1985 bowl was actually the Tax Slayer Gator Bowl FSU played in against Oklahoma State, beating them 34-23, but 11 straight bowls from 85 to 95. Man, longest bowl win streak the glory days, James, the glory days of that FSU football program. As a kid growing up, what was it like to witness some of these players, some of these FSU teams on TV, especially during this crazy, crazy time of dominance?
So from like 85, I'm not even gonna hold you. From like 85 to 92, I didn't really know what was going on. You knew how good. I was on FAMU's campus a lot, so FAMU was good during that time. Florida State was good during that time. And my family up north would watch a lot of these games. So I would spend Thanksgiving and I would spend Christmas. We would go back up there if I wasn't living up there. And I just remember, a lot of the stuff and my uncles and all of them cheering. Where it got real to me was probably 93 when, I watched the national championship game. And I got a chance, to actually meet Charlie Ward. I got actually have a somewhere in my mother's house a signed basketball and a signed football from Charlie Ward. He came to speak at the elementary school my sister was at. And I was there that day. So you kind of like look at these things, and I didn't even realize we played each other in a bowl game twice. You see 94, and then I think we played again in 96 when Florida won their natty. We beat them in the regular season, and then we had to beat them. But like the city was rocking, man. It is an amazing place, the city of Tallahassee, and it's also everybody talks about, the kids. How do you know the kids want to stay there? Because I was a kid that wanted to stay there. Like nobody wants to leave. Miami literally talks about protecting the crib, and we could have that exact same energy, but we choose to not have that energy because it would be a little bit tougher. But there's nothing like the city of Tallahassee when it's rocking, and I think they're setting it up to where it will be an even more obnoxious place to be. And I don't mean obnoxious in the bad way. I was just in Tallahassee this weekend. Jay, when's the last time you've been to Tallahassee?
Probably last football season, if I had to guess.
Right. Like Tennessee, so where the I don't even remember what that raggedy ass hotel that was been there forever. That was right across from the McDonald's, right? You know which one I'm talking about?
Yeah, that was already vacant when I was in school.
So, now I guess they're building apartment, and it almost feels like the apartments are on the street. So, I'm just sitting here thinking, Tallahassee's rocking, right? You've got townhomes behind those apartments. You got dorms. Townhomes behind the Tennessee Street Club 10. You got townhomes to the right of the McDowells. You got student houses to the right. You got apartments across the street. Next to Tennessee Street is about to have a new revitalization. So Tennessee Street, Gaines Street, all of these different things, man, are going to be like popping. They just need you to win. And the atmosphere is going to be so good for you. How can you not help? How does this not if I'm driving a jet down and they got guys who on that staff who are supposed to be, grew up in that time period, right? And know about stuff. Man, I'm driving by, hey, man, when them apartments right there, man, when you beat Miami, you ain't going to be able to walk. God, they're going to be throwing drinks and ass at you at the same time. You ain't going to know what to do. You ain't going to have enough hands to catch it. You won't need an NIL deal. You will never pay for anything in this area because everybody will be so happy to be around you. It's a lot of things that and then you're you just sell the city. The city is I'm sorry, I know people don't really like this, but as a guy who's a native, there's the College Square, which is becoming its own real. It was always it was a town, but it's a city now. Boston, let's say something's a couple blocks. You got to ask if it's a city block or if it's a real block. It's you can, it'll look so hard. For example, I try to walk 3 to 4 miles a day, right? if I can. There's nothing on my street when I'm walking. My neighborhood, and then it's just like it's other neighborhoods. So like you're walking and it's just like you lose track of time. I won't leave the hotel I stay at in Tallahassee to walk to the Starbucks, which is only a mile. Now, there's a caveat in there. I'm going downhill going to get my coffee. And then I'm coming up a motherfucking hill. But that's not the point. It's so much shit between my hotel and there that it feels like you're going like you've gone like forever. And so like it's just gonna the party atmosphere for a college student is going to be so immaculate that it's like it should be hard to turn down. And all you have to do is win. It's very simple. It's not hard. Go out there and punch a bitch in the motherfucking mouth. And then life is good. Violence is acceptable. But you have to choose violence.
What if I told you an FSU football program had the #1 transfer portal rank for this upcoming season, James? You would not believe it, but it's the truth. And we got to shout out the FSU soccer team. Shout out the FSU women's soccer team for sure, because they have the #1 ranked transfer portal ranking in college soccer. So they took the crown over UCLA, Duke, North Carolina, and TCU. James, we are a football school, no matter what they say, for sure. And I'm happy one of our portals is doing great, man. So shout out the FSU Seminole soccer ladies for sure.
A football, man, and this is that time of year, man. Like this is where we need to be. Everybody's all in on the soccer shit. Like, yeah, like, bro, like, you know, everybody's politics are the same when it comes to the World Cup. Like 4-5 went in there and made sure. Like, I don't even know how good that person is, but like, you know, apparently he's our best scorer, and he made sure he talked to them people about making sure our best scorer got an opportunity to play. And that's what it's about. You know, the irony in it. They just fought in the Supreme Court to end birthright citizenship, but he went and made sure that the leading scorer, who's American due to birthright citizenship, made sure his ass was good. And that goes to the most American thing since apple pie. Hypocrisy. But no, like, you just got to be good, and you can be American. American hypocrisy is on full display. The Olympics and then World Cup and any other shit that makes us go up against people. We sell we're better than you. And we know, and like those people deep down in their heart know that they can't be better than that we're just Americans aren't better. We got to go. My Family Guy. Modern Family had one of the best things when his wife she's like, she passed her immigration test. And he said, here, I'm going to give you the most American celebration. And she was like, none of these things are American. He said, that's right. We are able to get the best of everything. Our cars, your car is German. Your steak is Japanese with Wagyu beef. My coffee is Colombian. And like, yeah, my cigars are Cuban. And just like all of these things are what make America great. Except for people who aren't great at anything. Like the only people who get left out are the people who the world was designed for and don't understand that they could be better.
I know we got some gamers in the chat this morning, and with the recent release of EA CFB 27, College Football 27, we want to give you guys some updates, some funny jokes and posts regarding the new game. That's definitely going to be doing numbers across a lot of consoles. So first, we know how the face scans are in the game. Sometimes your player or sometimes a certain player might not look the way they look in real life. So we got a BYU player, for example. So we got Cannon DeVries on the left, and you can see that on the right side, he looks nothing like what he looks in the game. The BYU cornerback right here. CFB Kings posts this photo. I thought it was hilarious. But yep, sometimes they won't get everything right, James, and this is just one of those times where they didn't get it right for the BYU cornerback. So
one of the things that I really wish they would go ahead and do now that you are like, and I guess maybe they don't want to use, I don't think the high schools would be opposed to it, because I know Mandarin, we're over here trying to look for different ways to be able to promote. Like I think we have like 8 to 10 kids on the game. So it'd be cool to have, like, you could be able to go get that. Well, hopefully they would look close. I would like do this graphic period right here. But you would want them to look similar. But I mean, outside of the mustache, I mean, is there really any is this not realistic? Like a little tan. 6 foot, 185, North Ogden, Utah. They just they probably have like one of those things like to automate the systems to make it faster, is that we know there aren't any white. It's called milk check. That they probably call it's the milk check. Like, we're not starting any white corners. Like, we're gonna we know the corner's brown. And they just, they gotta go back and, this is why you measure twice so you can cut once. But yeah, that one was funny. Like, he looks absolutely. One guy looks intimidating. One guy looks like he's about to sell you some insurance.
hopefully FSU will get a chance to play in a bowl this season. Hopefully that Pop-Tart Bowl, especially in CFB 27, because the Pop-Tarts Bowl has the sprinkles in the end zone and the custom Pop-Tart logo for each team in CFB 27. That Seminole Pop-Tart logo is fire, definitely want to say. But if you guys are one to customize the game a little bit, this one is for you with that Pop-Tart customization for you guys.
One of the better bowls to go to. I really did enjoy that. Hellified tailgate would be thrown if we do get a chance to do that, because I already know how to make things work. Probably won't get past the Gator Bowl. If we are indeed that, if FSU wins 8 games, I will tell you where Florida State's going. We're going to the Gator Bowl. So we're not gonna let that go. We'll fight tooth and nail for that. Unless we're the only 8-win team in the ACC, then it would be a little more difficult. But yeah, that's wishful thinking right there. But that is a cool ass end zone logo. It looks more like confetti, but now that you said it was Pop-Tarts, I could dig it. Because what they should do is, because the sprinkles is on the frosting, so they should go white background, same frosting, probably school colors in the frosting. My opinion, but hey, the game. Have you gotten the game? Trey's been playing it. I've been noticing some of it. He's playing Road to Glory as a DB, and and it's actually kind of like, I would have never thought to play that. I would have always wanted to play the D line on defense. That's what I want to play, to be able to affect it. But but playing DB, it actually is is realistic. Yeah, it's fun. You can play and have a lot of fun playing it. He also told me that Florida State has one of the richest NILs on college football.
They tell you how much money they have on the game?
Yeah, you can pay, it's part of your recruiting. So Road to Glory, you don't really get to know how much money you make. You just get opportunities. But to recruit kids, he simulated, he did what a lot of us are going to do. He punted the 2026 season. He just simulated that shit, got to 2027, and he hit the transfer portal, and he did something that I don't respect. I have to understand that I'm an old head now, but I just don't get people leaving to go to a rival. That is that's a big, like, yeah, I don't do that, dog. We're gonna respect our set. We're gonna claim that gang over here. But he was like, yeah, I went to I had the #1 transfer portal class. And he was like, I went in, he's like, I overspent though. But he said, but I got all Florida's best players. And he said one player that I was like, that would never happen in real life. He got Vernell Brown III. And he was like, why wouldn't he, he wouldn't come to FSU? And I'm like, nah. I was like, he's a 3rd generation Gator, son. Like, that's like, no, that'd be like your son. Like, if you go to Florida State, that'd be like your son going anywhere but Florida State if there's a Florida State offer there. And he was like, okay, I got it. But it was, but it looks like a game. I don't think I'm gonna get a chance to play it, but it looks like a fun game. Yeah.
Speaking of Gators, hated to talk about this, but the preseason top 25 in CFB 27 consists of these 25 teams, and James, two of our rivals, made this list at number 6 and at number 25 at the bottom. But let's take a look at the top 25, the preseason top 25 in this CFB 27. Ohio State, Oregon, Notre Dame, Georgia, Indiana, Miami. Then you got Texas, Texas A&M, Ole Miss, Oklahoma, LSU, BYU, Bama, Michigan, USC, Texas Tech, Penn State, Iowa, Utah, Tennessee, Houston, SMU, Washington, Louisville, and finally you have the Gators rounding out that preseason top 25 in CFB 27. So this is the first initial wave of rankings for the teams in CFB 27 if you were doing that like head-to-head play now matchup. So just wanted to give you guys an idea of what teams are ranked where if you're going to be buying the game pretty soon. So just wanted to give you guys that update.
That's I'm looking at some of this stuff. Like, I wonder if Texas Tech is going to still be as good without having the quarterback that they were game planning for. But I'm curious. Iowa will always finish out right around where they're finishing now. But it's interesting to look at the preseason top 25 without FSU being in it. I just got a picture of what Makai Danzy looks like in the game, and as Adrian just posted in the chat, and yeah, my guy, yeah, I don't know what I don't know what that's about. Hold on, can you pull up a picture of Makai Danzy? Like, just not necessarily the video game. His picture is on his social media. I guess he didn't have a problem until he almost won the Heisman. And then they had him in the Heisman ceremony, but he looked like he had the little skinny mustache. Wow. Yeah. Yeah, they threw realism out the window on that one. Like, they didn't they just threw some stuff together for my dog. They could do better about us Florida High guys in the game. I didn't look any. I remember I didn't look anything like my picture in the video game. But hey, that's still funny.
So we got to shout out CFB Tracker because they put this great post out about the last time each P4 team had a Heisman finalist. So Heisman finalist designations began in 1982. So I just wanted to put this on here to see and remind you guys on the last time each P4 squad had a Heisman finalist, and to note if there's any surprise years on this list as well. Starting with the most recent list of schools, you got Indiana, Notre Dame, Ohio State, and Vanderbilt. That was the 4 Heisman finalists this last year of Fernando Mendoza, the Heisman winner. Then you have Jay Love, Jeremiah Love. Then you had Julian Sand and Diego Pavia were your 4 Heisman finalists, the last Heisman ceremony. And then you got Colorado, Miami, Oregon in the mix, 2024, LSU, Washington, 2023. But let's look at the rest of the big 3 schools in Florida. Let's go all the way down to the bottom of this first column right here, because we see Florida, the Gators, the last time they had a Heisman finalist in 2020. And then the Seminoles, the last time we had a Heisman finalist was in 2013.
And was the Heisman finalist for Florida in 2020?
Wasn't it Trask, if I'm not mistaken?
Really?
I'm gonna look that up, but give me a second, just so
I do know. Like, that's where Kentucky kind of messed up the trajectory of the University of Florida.
It was Kyle Trask. I just want to give you guys the 2020 Heisman finalist. It was wide receiver Devontae Smith. He ended up winning. Quarterback Trevor Lawrence, Alabama quarterback Mac Jones, and Florida quarterback Kyle Trask.
That's wild. That is wild.
But I just want to say, take a look at some of the schools who never even had a Heisman finalist. One school on here that's kind of surprising to me is Cal Berkeley. I know they really have a lot of dogs that come through the Cal program for sure, but surprised they never had a Heisman finalist to reach that level. But Arizona, Cincinnati, Duke, Illinois, Kansas, Maryland, Mississippi State, UNC, NC State, Rutgers, Texas Tech, UCF, and Wake Forest never had a Heisman finalist. But even take a look at a school like Texas. Last time they had one was 2009. So, James, what are some surprising years on this list that caught your eye you would like to mention?
Georgia Tech would have been Joey Hamilton. I don't think they've had. I'm trying. No, Calvin Johnson was good, but his quarterback really hindered him. V-Tech would have been Vic. They really haven't had anybody since then. Tennessee hasn't had anybody since Peyton. No, it's just crazy when you sit back and you look. Like, I mean, University of Houston. What's my guy's name? I was just watching his highlights on Facebook the other day. He was the number 1 overall pick at quarterback. He was sick. Oklahoma State, Michigan State hasn't had anybody. Wow. Syracuse since 1987 with a top 5 pick at quarterback. That's interesting. What does the star mean? Like with Minnesota and South Carolina?
Let me just say you were talking about Andre Ward in 1990 for Houston.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's Andre Ward. And it says the star by Minnesota and South Carolina had a Heisman winner before finalists were designated in 1982.
Oh, okay. So that's why. All right. South Carolina's Heisman Trophy winner was crazy.
Yep, definitely some interesting dates on this list. Hopefully FSU can get that 2013 to a 2026 or 2027 soon. But just wanted to give you guys kind of that big picture of the last time each P4 squad had a Heisman finalist. So you can see how difficult it really is to be one of those Heisman finalists. So shout out to CFB Tracker for putting that great post out there as well. And James, I thought this was a perfect segue because once this MFTK 7-on-7 kicks off, I know where your headquarters is going to be. You guys are going to be going to Pasadena because the Heisman House is on Zillow. For the small price of $32 million, you can buy the Heisman House at 380 South San Rafael Ave in Pasadena, California. The 7-bedroom, 11-bathroom mansion has 18,655 square feet. But I know that's light for you, James. I know that's light money. But, man, the Heisman House is on Zillow. I got it for you right here as well. This is actually Zillow, the website. I'm on it right now. You can see
It's
that
a
it
lot of
is
square feet.
for sale. Let's take a look at some pictures. Nice view, mountains in the background. This is the legendary house where the Heisman commercials are shot, courtesy of Toyota. You see the commercials during college football season. This is the house in Pasadena, California. $32 million is the listing price on Zillow in Pasadena, California. Thought this was great for my real college football fans out there because we've seen this house so many times throughout the years in commercials, and it's crazy that it's listed on Zillow. Thought it was a joke, but wanted to share it with the football fans out there. James, 32 million. Woof, that is a crazy, crazy price tag for that Heisman house. But shout out to Zillow, man. Shout out to whoever's gonna buy that in the future for sure. For sure.
32 million for a house is a lot.
Definitely a lot. We're gonna finish off this college football segment with another one of those blasts from the past type of posts. Again, courtesy of CFB Tracker. They are doing a great job of keeping us occupied during this off season, and we're gonna show some love to the conferences, specifically the conference logo. So this is a conference logo history. And you got the big three conferences right here, ACC, Big Ten, and SEC. Let's take a look at the top of the top, the first logos of each of these conferences. Excuse me, you have the Big Four, the Big 12 is right above the Big 10. Sorry about that. But take a look at 1953, the ACC logo, the first logo. 1996, the Big 12's first logo. In 1932, the SEC's first. And 72 with the Big 10's. And take a look at how it progressed throughout the years. And James, I was wondering were you fans of older logos compared to the most recent iterations? For example, the 1988 SEC logo or the 1986 Big Ten logos. Which logos are your favorite from the list? Right.
I do like the 86 Big Ten logo. I actually prefer the 70 or 2008 SEC logo. Give me the 97 ACC logo. Big 12 logo, I'm really indifferent.
We got the other G5 squads, G6 conferences as well. You got the Pac-10 on the left, 78 to 2026. The Conference USA logo, 95 to 2023. The American, not too much changed with that one. The MAC, the Sun Belt Conference, wow, they had a very big change. But, man, that Mountain West 1999 logo is fire, is definitely fire. But same question applies, James. Which logos do you like from these lists, these conferences right here?
Yeah, that looks like they're trying to make a 3D image.
Yeah,
like the original, like when people first started coding.
Yeah, with the word art.
I'm gonna be honest. I think the new Pac-12 logo, the 2000 Conference USA. Ooh, that's 97 Mac. That's kind of cool. Look like you could make a gang sign with that. Like you can make your 4. I know that's not what it's supposed to be, but like the MA. The Sun Belt Conference just looks like a bank that I don't trust. But yeah, so yeah, 99 Mount West is kind of good.
This past weekend, it was the 4th of July, and it was the 250th birthday anniversary of the USA, and a lot of social media accounts, a lot of people went out with a bang on this 4th of July, and courtesy of the Jaguars, they posted this kind of recap of the 4th of July somewhat content with flyovers and everything like that. So I just want to put this video out there for the 250-year celebration, courtesy of the Jaguars.
It ain't never been about what nobody on the outside been saying, bro. It ain't never been about what nobody outside been saying. I don't care who we play. I don't care the play. I don't care where the stadium's at. It's been about us. Fight for each other every game. That's who we are. That's the standard. Remember one thing today. You're not alone. You got 10 group around you that are going to lay on the last year. Do the same for them. Someday, now 3, 1, 2, 3.
Yeah, it's cool. I love patriotism that's not just that's not real. Like that's not forced. Like if you post something and you want to be patriotic, man, God bless.
Yeah.
Right? Like I like that. But like when people like if you don't like this, you don't love America. Man, fuck you, first off. I don't want my algorithm filled with a bunch of bullshit sometimes. But like that was cool. Also, to be honest with you, the best flyovers are the Apaches. Like I kid you not. Like once you feel those helicopters come through, man, it's just a whole different feeling, man. But like when people just like, you know, I saw somebody make a post, where are all the flag? Like somebody forced patriotism on me. There's a fucking flag, like a little mini flag.
Oh, yeah.
Like nobody asked me if I wanted that in my yard. They just put it in there.
Yeah.
And you know, hey, I don't mind it, but like somebody like did a study, like they were like, America the less is less patriotic than ever before. And the question was like, do you want to put flags up are you going to put a flag in your yard? Like, hey, do you have before 4th of July, do you have an American flag flying in your yard? And like, I'm in America. Like, why do I need to show other Americans that I'm American? I don't have a Panamanian flag. I don't have anything. Like, I don't have a Florida State flag. I don't have any political things in my yard. I just like don't feel like hanging that shit up. Cause then you got to bring it out and you got to put it back down. But anyways, I love that when I love that they're you know that was a pretty cool edit and tasteful edit for the Jacksonville Jaguars. They do. That's the thing that does make it less patriotic is that that's where your tax. But out of all the places that my tax dollars could go, nothing makes me feel better than it going to billionaires to fund whatever it is that they need to fund. I'm okay with it going there. Like I don't mind that. There's worse ways that we waste money.
Shout out to the Jags for posting that dope edit for America's 250. Definitely one of the cooler 250 videos I've seen this weekend for that 4th of July celebration. But James, Miles, everybody in the chat, the real question is, what is your go-to 4th of July barbecue plate?
I'm gonna go with rib. Well, I didn't get this. I need a burnt hot dog. Did not get a burnt hot dog, baby. It's coleslaw. I'm very disappointed in that. But a traditional, it's barbecue season. Some ribs, some barbecue chicken, like whatever the barbecue is. Like let's get that going. And yeah, some mac and well, you know, who made the mac and cheese and who made the potato salad is key. But you know, getting some of that stuff is like what you want to get. I had some fried ribs, which ain't nothing but a fried ribs ain't nothing but a pork chop without the meat poking. It's a lot more work. It kind of hides the other things. But really, they should say Juneteenth. If we want to be real, Juneteenth is when everybody needs to barbecue. 4th of July is when we just need to cook out. That's just good burgers, good hot dogs, good some sausages. Just, you know, keep it simple for America. In my opinion, you know.
Shout out to everybody who did step out on that grill and cook for the 4th. Shout out to everybody who barbecued up a storm. Definitely got a lot of leftovers to try and take down this week. But James, we got a crazy story. One of the more wilder ones we've covered regarding the NFL. And this is about an ex-Tennessee Titans scout. For any of our AFC South divisional rivals in the chat, they may have heard this story. Fans of football may have heard about this story, but it is a crazy one about Blaze Taylor. You can see him right there, and let's get down to the information. So ex-Titan scout Blaze Taylor was convicted on murder. So Blaze Taylor, former defensive back at Arkansas State and NFL scout for the Titans, was found guilty of murdering his girlfriend and her unborn child Wednesday in a Nashville, Tennessee courtroom. The jury recommended a sentence of life in prison for Taylor, who will be formally sentenced September 9th. Taylor, who was arrested in 2024, was accused of poisoning girlfriend Jade Benning's pink lemonade with cocaine in February 2023. Benning died March 6, 2023, on her 25th birthday, and her 5-month-old fetus, which Taylor is believed to have fathered, died on February 27, 2023. Benning was rushed to the hospital on February 25th, 2023, after Taylor called 911, saying Benning was having an allergic reaction. Her condition quickly became critical, and she was unable to speak with police before she died. Taylor, who is 30, was found guilty of 4 counts: 1 count of second-degree murder of Benning, 1 count of first-degree murder for the unborn child, 1 count of the first-degree felony murder of Benning, and 1 count of first-degree felony murder of the unborn child. Taylor was working as a defensive analyst for the University of Utah at the time of his arrest. Before that, he had worked in the Titans scouting department for 4 years. He was a 4-year starter at Arkansas State from 2014 to 2017 and served as a captain and earned first-team All-Sun Belt honors as a defensive back and as a punt returner. And you can see Fox Nashville posted this. On the 5th day of trial for a former Tennessee Titans scout accused of fatally poisoning his pregnant girlfriend, jurors heard testimony from an ex-girlfriend of defendant Blaze Taylor, who said he previously discussed ending another pregnancy by putting abortion pills in the woman's drink. So it's definitely not looking good for the former Titan scout, former DA, defensive analyst for the University of Utah, with this information that's getting released to the public. But the jury, James, is recommending a sentence of life in prison for Taylor, who will be formally sentenced on September 9th.
So, a lot of things to take into consideration, all of which lead to him being stupid. Like, you're not going to get away with it.
Yeah, that's wild.
One of the things I want to know is how did he, like, did you say how he got caught again? I know I saw the text message about another previous one where he said about breaking up the abortion pills in there. But like, don't stay in your system long now. How did you put that much cocaine in there to kill her and the baby? But like, did he even broach the discussion of I don't want this? And I think it comes to a because I think this man needs to serve every penny of it. But like something I've always asked and I've always wanted people to consider it. And the whole well, if you laid in bed with me, then you knew you made the decision. Like that's a very that's a terrible thought process because just because I laid and just because I went in raw, like yeah, I know that there could be a baby, but there's also we both also know that there's options that I could not want this baby. But like, can we have real discussions about if you don't want to have a baby? Like that don't end, not I don't want to say make me, but that don't end in having the most out of pocket responses to not bring this life. Like the money again, the amount of money he had to spend to defend himself. I hope the guy, a public defender, wasn't who he had on this with him. And this is no disrespect to him. Just like, bro, your life is in danger. Like your life is about to go. You about to go. You're light skinned with good hair. You're going to the booty house. You're gonna be somebody's bitch. You might as well pay the child support, even if you don't want the kid. But like, can we? In this scenario where it's already hard to take care of ourselves, can we just start having conversations as an adult and like not be the most toxic versions of what everybody is? Like, damn, dog. Like, even if that baby would have survived, you would have had you Ray Caruth your old lady, and that's not wise.
Definitely a tragic situation, and RIP to Jade Benning and her unborn child as well. Definitely a scary and tough situation to even just talk about. But yep, the jury recommended a sentence of life in prison, who will be formally sentenced on September 9th. So around then, we will be giving you guys an update on this, but that is still a couple months from now. So we're going to keeping on with our NFL section, and we're going to start off, we're going to continue on with some list Twitter. Yes, they decided to rank the tight ends for this upcoming season, and it spurred a lot of controversy. So let's see where you guys in the chat feel about these rankings and where James would rank these tight ends. Tight end you recently wrapped up not too long ago, so it's right that we will discuss some tight ends. And speaking of tight end you, James, Adam Schefter, the NFL insider, said it's officially official that Travis Kelce and Taylor Swift did get married this past weekend. I'm pretty sure in Madison Square Garden. So we got the NFL insider reporting on the Kelce and Swift marriage. But speaking of tight ends like Travis Kelce, James, let's take a look at these tight end rankings. So these are the top 14 tight ends pre-training camp. One, Brock Bowers, the University of Georgia tight end, youngin in the league for sure. Tyler Warren, another youngin in the league. Trey McBride, Colston Loveland. You got the tight end for the Commanders, Kittle, likely, Fannin Jr., Pitts, Ferguson, Laporta, Sadiq, Kraft, and the Dolphins tight end is the last on that list. So, James, what do you think about this list right here of the tight ends? A lot of people are saying Hunter Henry should be on this list. Brenton Strange should be on this list as well. What are your thoughts about this tight end rankings list right here?
I mean, it looks fairly it looks right. Especially if you're looking at what people did going into the season. Let's check out let's check out tight end fantasy rankings. who scored the most points, because that would give you a better look. And the reason why I say that, because they account for touchdowns and yards.
I think it would be McBride if I'm not mistaken, but you can
Hodges.
Oh, never mind. Okay.
That's what it looks like. Hold on, I'm trying to make sure. No, they don't have. Why doesn't it have this thing? I think this is what their rankings are. Huh. Yeah, this list looks way different than that list. Yeah. Maybe try to go find another. Let's see, tight end rankings, fantasy 2026. See if it changes that. Yeah, so they got McBride number 1 for that, for coming into the season. So McBride is 1, Bowers is 2, Loveland 3, Warren 4. They don't. Yeah, Fannin 5, Kyle Pitts 6, Laporta 7, Tucker Kraft 8, Kittle's 9. They're still having faith with Kelsey. But yeah, I can see. But actually, you know what? You still have to have faith in Kelsey, because Kelsey is still Patrick Mahomes' like top target. Jake Ferguson with the Cowboys. Goddard with Philly. Yeah, they don't have him in that. Isaiah Likely with the Giants. And fan favorite, Baltimore's own guy who's going to run for mayor of Baltimore when it's all said and done. That would be Mark Andrews. They don't have they have Brenton Strange at 20. I think people are still trying to find a way to have faith in Brenton Strange. But I'm gonna go down on Kyle Pitts right now, because pause. I'm gonna like be way off on Kyle Pitts, my bad. Because I just think that he's he got his money. So and
would you rather? My bad. I didn't. Would you rather have Kyle Pitts or Brenton Strange as your starting tight end?
In our offense, Brenton.
In any offense,
probably Kyle.
Mm-hmm.
But knowing the quarterback that we have and his propensity to throw people into the infirmary, we need a guy who's brain dead. A guy who does not mind going into the fire. Like you got to know what you got. You got to know what you got, man. Like, you know, Trevor's gonna get you knocked the fuck out, and you know you gotta embrace that. Embrace that role. Can he catch? Yes. Is he gonna? But Kyle Pitts is a really more of a wide receiver that can block from time to time, and that's what most tight ends are. You just have to be able to recognize these things, and we don't have that, and that doesn't fit our offense.
Definitely a great conversation piece for everybody in the chat, especially for my tight end lovers out there with this ranking proposed by Dove Climbing. So just wanted to share this with you guys out there so you can kind of gauge on which tight ends to look out for this upcoming season, especially for my fantasy football lovers out there as well. Trey McBride is looking to take it home again in terms of tight end, but there's some young bucks in the mix as well who's looking to continue to get their name out there. Bowers, Warren, and Loveland, specifically Fannin as well, looking to continue to make their young career known in that league. And speaking of young career in the league, James, with each post Brandon Ayuk makes, it looks like he's just trying not to get on a squad. So him and Jaden Daniels had a little playful back and forth, had a little playful banter online. And for anybody who was not aware, he was Jaden Daniels' quarterback in college at Arizona State. And now Ayuk is trying to go to the Commanders, meeting up with his former college quarterback. So that is the Jaden Daniels and Brandon Ayuk connection. And he posted on his story once again, and this is what he had to say about Jaden Daniels and his somewhat leadership on the Commanders if Brandon Ayuk was really going to the squad. So got it right here. Oh, sorry, right quick, guys. Gonna remove it right quick, so make sure it has sound because we definitely want you guys to hear what Ayuk had to
He got
say.
a fresh he got his own. He got the cornrows fresh. It's terrifying. Men who wear straight backs in this era are deadly. They're terrorists. Like he ain't get no designs, no nothing. Just straight backs like it's 96.
Fire gonna text me talking about something.
I just wanted to share that 5 is Jaden Daniels. That's who he's referring to, his number. So just want to share that, make it so it can make sense.
Fire gonna text me talking about something. You on my team now. You follow my rules. Boy, I'm a grown ass man, boy. You gonna have to start running behind your mama, and I might believe what you talking about. But until then,
That man's drinking cranberry juice straight, no ice. I believe that's unfiltered. That is tart. This man's gonna hurt somebody. Maybe if
James, I have one easy question. May not be easy question to answer, but what percent do you think Brandon Ayuk has of actually suiting up for an NFL team in the future?
I don't know. I think it's got to be under 30% now. And the crazy part is, even if he does get a shot, he's going to make one mistake and then start acting erratic, and people are going to be done with that shit. Like, he's not Tyrion. Like, Tyrion, at least, like, you know, hey, he's acting sane while he's going through some insane circumstances. This guy just looks like he's off his rocker right now. Like, unless he gets some meds and like he's going to have a very public rehabilitation. And I don't wish that for him. Because if this is how he's living his truth, man, go on about your business, dog. But like, maybe he really is just one of those cats. Like my guy, Telvin Smith, like, you know, like other guys, like maybe he's just erratic and crazy. But like, for him to be able, what he's going to have to go through, he's going to have to take some meds. And that might not make him a good football player. But like, is there like some kind of relationship between, like, he didn't get traded to the Commanders, did he?
No, but that's where he really wants to go. That seems like his number one destination. He said on those videos that he wants to be a Commander. So, yep. Don't know if he will get that wish, but it seems like the playful banter that him and Jaden Daniels had behind the scenes came out onto Instagram as something else from what I heard from that video. And I think he's just trying to get every attention, all the attention he can try to get. But I just don't know where it's going to go from here if he still wants to play football.
Yeah, like I said, I don't know where his head is at right now, but it ain't in a good place.
For sure, for sure. And let's switch it up a little bit because we did get through a little bit of some tough content to discuss. So we got another one of the guess the players, James. I like playing this game with the chat. Love hearing what they have to say while we try and guess the NFL player. Now, this one did give me a little bit of trouble, I might add. This isn't a current player. I'll give you that hint. And another hint I want to give you guys is that they only played on the Texans for one season. So keep that in mind. In the chat, please, we need you guys to respond too. We need some names in the chat. Please, guys, we want you to participate in this too. But guess this NFL player. He was on the Cardinals and the Texans, Chiefs, and finally the Saints.
Do you know who the player? You already know who the player is, right?
Yeah.
It's only one guy I could think of. Has he won? Did he win a Super Bowl?
Let me double check
Because I
for
think
you.
Honey Badger checks all those boxes.
Yes, he did win a Super Bowl.
Okay, I'm gonna go with Tyrann Mathieu.
Yep, it is the Honey Badger. He did only play one season in the Texans uniform, but I want to actually pull up his.
I didn't realize he played for the Texans. I was just going with the other three.
Yep.
He won that Super Bowl, that 2001 Chiefs team that lost to Brady. That was the first Super Bowl I covered. I know he was on that squad, but I think he was on the one that won the year before too, though.
Yeah, he won one Super Bowl ring. I think it was in 2019.
Okay.
Is when he won. But yeah, I was only on Houston for 1 year. I honestly really did forget about that, and that's what kind of threw me off when I first tried to guess it. But Arizona start off there, Houston, KC, then finish off his career at home. He is a true NOLA boy. So thought this was a cool find the guess the NFL player featuring the Honey Badger. So shout out to the Honey Badger for sure, and shout out to the guest, the NFL player. And James, before we get into the real football, let's finish off this NFL episode with a you pick two. So James, I know this may be hard, may be easy for you, but you got to pick the two best running backs, or let's make this simple, your two favorite running backs from this list of 6.
So 2. I already know the one I'm taking. Oh, this is. I'm taking Barry. I like Emmett. I don't really think he's one of the best. Adrian Peterson. I like Adrian Peterson. I don't think that either. It's hard to man, LT was such a good player to do all of the different things, but Jim Brown was the standard for so long. And man, I really like Walter Payton, but I think I like Walter Payton because I was told I gotta like Walter Payton. It's got nothing to do with it's not a problem. Like everybody on there besides Jim Brown and Walter Payton, excuse me, I've actually watched. But I like Jim Brown, and I'm gonna go with Jim Brown because Jim Brown is considered one of the best in 2 sports. He's considered the greatest lacrosse player of all time, as well as a running back. But he was just running through motherfuckers during his time. So he was just tough SOB. And him and Barry Sanders are 2 guys that walked away during their prime. Could have probably played longer, and some of these people on this list we probably would never even mention. So I'm gonna go with Barry and Jim Brown.
Cannot go wrong with those 2 picks for sure. And let's get into the real football, James. You mentioned it at the beginning of the show regarding the USA men's national team and the red card that ended up getting revoked. So Yes, for any of my fans of the USA soccer team, the World Cup, just so you guys can know, we want to remind you that Folarin will be available to play the U.S. men's national team round of 16 match against Belgium with his 1-game red card ban that he received against Bosnia. So Article 27 of FIFA's disciplinary code states that, quote, the judicial body may decide to fully or partially suspend the implementation of a disciplinary measure. You can see DraftKings Sports put this meme of social media, thought that was hilarious, but you did give us a little bit of an insight, a little bit of a sneak peek into how this happened, James. And ABC News agreed with you. President Trump called the head of FIFA and asked him to review the red card suspension of the U.S. soccer star. Sources familiar with the situation told ABC News. And yes, he is born in America, was born in Brooklyn, ended up moving, playing for the Arsenal club growing up, so moved back to England. But yes, he is a U.S. citizen, no doubt about it for sure. And he is going to be suiting up against Belgium. Belgium does have the option to appeal this, but they just recently found out about this when everybody else did online. So I don't know how this appeals process is going to work because the game is tonight at 6 p.m. So we will be reposting all the news we get about this from now until the game against Belgium later today. But our U.S. squad is back in full effect against Belgium. So shout out to the U.S. squad for sure.
Yeah, Belgium definitely said that they plan on doing stuff. Did he really, like, I know he tweeted it out, but did he really do it, or did the U.S. officials just go through the process and our president just took credit for it? Because this isn't that's something that's right up his alley. Like, look at me. I'm like, my guys know he'll do shit like that. That would be my only my question when it comes to that. But I think it's freaking hilarious though that we're just like, he's suspended. Nah, son, we don't like that. We're not feeling that. We're gonna make sure that we go through every possibility to make sure that we that we're good. And I absolutely think it's hilarious. So I know people want to make it political, which is funny, which is why I always go through my thing saying, like, when has sports not been political? But he's trying to make sure that we haven't been, like, I didn't watch it. Did you see it? Like, was it a bad red card?
It honestly wasn't. It wasn't that bad. The intent wasn't there, but the action was there, and it didn't look like he really tried to do anything malicious. Just wrong place, wrong time situation with that.
Gotcha. Yeah. So like, I mean, I think 4-5 is going to do his thing. I mean, hopefully it stands. Hopefully we keep winning. I didn't realize we're in the round of 16, so that means like we're getting closer each week. So like, who will we play if we win?
It's funny you mentioned that, James, because we face off against Belgium tonight at 8 p.m. and we would play the winner of Portugal and Spain, who plays earlier at 3 p.m. And if I had to guess, we were going to play Spain. So it's going to be rough. Yeah, they're really good. Really good. One of the contenders to actually win it, in my opinion, for sure, along with France. And yeah,
is Morocco like that? Because Canada like got whooped.
Morocco is pretty good. Last World Cup, they did do a good job as well. So France and Morocco should be a good game. And we're actually going to go through the round of 16 bracket for you guys to keep you guys updated. So France and Morocco is going to play July 9th, 4 p.m. Portugal and Spain is facing off today at 3, while USA and Belgium face off at 8 p.m. today. Man, that Brazil-Norway game yesterday was crazy. All of my Erling Haaland fans, if you know, he is definitely one of them ones. We actually going to circle back to Erling Haaland as well. And if you didn't watch the Mexico-England game last night, you definitely missed out. Jude Bellingham did what he had to do for England, put the country on his back, scored 2 goals shortly right after one another. I think he scored 2 goals in around 2 minutes, so that definitely shifted the game. Argentina is facing off against Egypt, and Argentina's favored -270, and Switzerland is facing off against Colombia July 7th at 4 p.m. as well. So this is your remaining bracket. That Norway-England game on July 11th at 5 p.m. will be a crazy game as well. But if the U.S. or when the U.S. beats Belgium, we are playing the winner of Portugal and Spain. But we're not favored to win this game. USA plus 145. So just giving you guys an updates on the World Cup. It is the best sporting event in the world. It is the most exciting for sure. The fans love it. Everybody loves it. And man, it's just great to see everybody come together like this. So shout out to everybody, and especially shout out to the U.S. men's national team. Hopefully we can bring it home while the World Cup is in North America. That definitely would be dope. So shout out to everybody associated with that. But James, let's talk about the real GOAT. Oftentimes when people ask who's the GOAT American athlete, get names like Michael Phelps, get names like Michael Jordan, get names like Serena Williams, but they forget to mention his name, and they shouldn't, because he is really the GOAT American athlete. That's none other than Joey Chestnut. He beat. Yes, he has more titles than Michael Jordan, Wayne Gretzky, and Babe Ruth combined. So with Joey Chestnut's win at the Nathan's Eat a Hot Dog Eating Contest this year, he has now garnered 18 hot dog eating contest titles. Like I said, more titles than Jordan, Gretzky, and Ruth combined. So he ate, I believe, 66 glizzies in 10 minutes to win this title. So he was definitely doing some damage on those hot dogs. How many hot dogs do you think you could eat in 10 minutes if you were trying your hardest, James? Because 66, I just can't even fathom.
You said 10 minutes?
66 hot dogs in 10 minutes.
I can't get more than 10 if I was like really hungry, man.
10 is crazy.
No, I'm gonna eat more than 4. I'll eat 6 chili dogs like for lunch if I want one.
That's insane.
But like, I'm going to like. There's no way you're enjoying this process. What makes this more incredible is that he's throwing 66 plain glizzies. Like there ain't nothing on there but meat, bread, and water. Like that's just like no seasoning, no nothing. Just 66 6-inchers. Like there isn't a porn star on the planet that can equate to that. 66 times. Hold on. You know what? Let's go. 66 times 12 inches is equal to that divided by 2. So that's 396 inches that he has ingested into his stomach. That's length. That's length. That's not even including the girth. So we have no idea how round that cylinder. What is the average width of a hot dog bun? Average.
I have no clue.
They don't like it was a bun. You got to eat both.
He's eating the buns with it?
Yeah, it's not just hot. It's a hot dog. Like you got to eat everything, right?
Yeah, but people usually get the bread with water so it can condense it, make it small, and then they like do it like that.
Average width of a hot dog then.
So crazy that you know that bread in.
Wow. My bad. So the average width of a hot dog is at the smallest is 0.85 inches. So 396 inches times 66 inches, a total was it square area of 26,136 inches have gone inside of him. Yeah, so like he's taking a lot. He's taking a lot. I bet that toilet is crazy. This is why when people say your past doesn't matter, it does. It does. Like, let's just keep it in perspective right now. How do you even know you can do some of these things, right? So like he's doing something now he's a trained professional. So it's like when you see an adult star, they're a trained professional. But now as a normal person, you can't just bring them a regular hot dog. They can't just ingest normal hot dog after they've had 26 plus thousand square inches added to them in one sitting. So, but you've had to take multiple, you've done that. He's done that in multiple years, right? Where he keeps doing this. And like, is there anybody close to him? Like, that is the question is, does he have to do these things? Like, sometimes you have to take other occurrences and use the excuses that people use, like in that, and then you'll be disgusted. And then somebody says that's why when you have 66 bodies, people are a little turned off sometimes. I'm not suggesting that you should judge people, but I'm just saying 6 inches, 66 times in one sitting. But then again, it also shows how impressive that one British lady was. What she have 100 sex with 100 men in a day? But he did it in 10 minutes, though.
I didn't know they added the bread too.
Yeah, the bread is there, and then you have your water. And you just like the water's supposed to help the bread digest faster, but like it's 10 minutes. Like you can if you're eating like nobody, you're not eating 30 minutes. Like when you get the food out there, you're hungry, you eat like a good. Yeah, I don't know, man. Oh yeah, whatever happened to the Japanese dude Kobayashi? That was the only person to unseat him. Did he die? Is Jaden talking?
Oh no, I was trying to look up the Kobayashi as well. What happened to him?
You got to get that that bird, man.
Yeah, that's
you got to differentiate because there's a Hana Kobayashi. Oh, he retired and made due to severe health concerns. Wow, who knew? Revealing that 2 decades of overeating destroyed his ability to feel hunger, fullness, or fully taste. See, too much sausage, too much meat can destroy your hunger, your fullness, and your taste. And he went up against Joey Chestnut again. But apparently when you ingest this, when you take too much meat, there are neurological and a physical toll on your body. So too much 6 inches can have devastating results on your body. Like it can mess up your brains.
shout out to Joey Chestnut, definitely on my American athlete Mount Rushmore list for sure now with that win. But just wanted to give you guys a quick little recap of the top goal scorers in the World Cup for 2026 after yesterday's game. So Kylian, Lionel, and Erling are all tied with 7 goals. Harry Kane with 6. Dembele has 4 as well, and he's tied with Vinicius Jr., Bellingham, Quinones, Sar, and Mikel as well of Spain. So these are your top goal scorers for this World Cup. And for the first time in World Cup history, 3 different players have scored 7 goals at a single tournament. So, man, Messi, the 3-headed goat of Messi, Mbappe, and Haaland is definitely a scary, scary one for goalies. So shout out to these goal scorers right here. And James, we are at the Big Games BS section.
Oh, hold on real quick. My bad. Did you know that Antonio Freeman, former Packers wide receiver, his son is on this U.S. team?
Yep.
Yeah, Alex Freeman.
Yep, Alex Freeman. He had a great goal in the earlier rounds of FIFA as well. So shout out to the Freeman family for sure. And James, I don't know how we're gonna feel about this one because we have our Big Games BS section for today, and you know we love to kick things off with our BS or bussin' food review. So we usually like to pick food items that have kind of a combination, have a fusion element to them. And I don't know what type of elements they fuse together for this one, but we got a good food item for you guys. So if you're new to the chat, if you're new to the stream, welcome. And at our BS or Bustin' Food Review segment, we're going to put an item on the screen. And after we play the video of that item, we want you guys to respond with the BS if you think that food is trash, or respond with the bussin' if you would take a piece of that plate. So we got a seafood boil pizza for you guys. So let's take a look if this is BS
Stomach
or
is already rumbling right now.
bussin'. Let's click the video. Enjoy the seafood boil pizza courtesy of the Eats with Bree.
Seafood boil pizza. I don't mind if I do, baby. This thing was jumping. It's gonna have you running back to the kitchen for another slice. Now go ahead and get you some pizza dough. And this is my favorite, your favorite brand. And y'all, I just roll up the edges a little bit. I got me some olive oil, some andouille sausage, and I just browned them things on up, remove them from my pan, and then my butter. Y'all, I love Vital Farms butter. So now we're gonna work on the sauce, add the butter, the onions,
My heart is already kind of racing right now.
the onion powder, lemon pepper, red chili flakes, black pepper. I did some slap your mama, some Old Bay, and brown sugar, and of course that lemon juice. Forgot to mention, I use non-salted butter. So for my shrimpies, I just added some seafood boil sauce and then a little bit of Old Bay. And let's work on our cream sauce. You have to use Boursin and cheese, okay? So heavy whipping cream. And then I added in a little bit of that garlic paste, of course, some Parmesan cheese. And y'all, add your seafood boil sauce right into that mixture. Mix that thing on up. I got me some Dungeness crab. Add that thing into there too, please. And now we gonna layer our pizza on up. So I got that sauce with the Dungeness crab, a mozzarella cheese. I should have used some smoked Gouda cheese as well. So, you know, do what you want with that information. We're going to add our sausage, our lobster. So I did the same thing with the lobster, just added in some seafood boil sauce to it. And then my shrimpies. And then, y'all, of course, I had some of that crab. And then I added some more seafood boil sauce. Put that thing in the oven on 400. And, baby, it came out like this. And bon appetit, this thing was jumping.
I mean, it's probably good. I get a slice. I don't know if I can eat too much of that, man. Yeah, man. Like, shoot, my heart is racing off of that. Like, damn. Probably for the sauce. But like, that's a lot. But you know, hey.
Definitely a lot. Let's see. We got a lot of bussins in the chat. Surprising. I thought this one was going to be a lot of BS's in the chat with that pizza seafood boil combo, but glad to see y'all were vibing with the BS or bussin' selection. And we're gonna finish off the show, James, with some OG Wyland news coming from the sports world, the sports analysts, sports media world. The former NFL player Marcellus Wiley did get jammed up, arrested in Florida on a domestic battery charge. And we got some more information, although we do not have a lot of information because further details of the arrest have not yet been released. We have this information courtesy of Yahoo Sports. Former NFL defensive end and sportscaster Marcellus Wiley was arrested over the weekend on alleged domestic battery charges. Wiley was arrested on July 4th in Orlando, Florida, and booked into Orange County Corrections on one count of domestic battery. The former NFL player is being held without bond while he awaits his court hearing. News of this arrest comes a few months after Wiley was accused of SA by 4 different people in April. And the defensive end was selected in the second round of the 1997 NFL draft by the Bills. He spent 4 years with the Bills, then played with the LA Chargers, Cowboys, and Jaguars before retiring in the 2006 seasons. But I think, if I'm not mistaken, that changed about his bail. If I'm not mistaken, I did see an update pretty recently that he was released from custody last night after posting $1,000 cash bond. So that Yahoo Sports report was a little bit outdated, not updated properly. So he is released on bond on that $1,000 bond.
So he only got hit with $1,000?
According to Pro Football Talk on X from NBC Sports, yep, he was released from custody. He was released from custody after posting $1,000 cash bond.
Man, it just got a lot. Just showing that he's a serial, like he has issues with women, right? And he's one of those guys who will tell you, like, where there's smoke, there's fire, you know, where if you keep getting the same thing, like Jason Fatlock ass was like, I'll speak on it when I get more information. But this, you know, like, bro, like if this were anybody else, you would be lighting their ass up with the level of things going on. Like you got, you know, SA allegations dating all the way back to college. Like, so over 30 years, you got a really weird relationship with women. Some weirdo charges. I said 30 years. It might be longer than that. So let's say 90s. So it started in the 90s. But like now you got domestic, domestic battery charge. Who did isn't he married? He also has kids, if I remember correctly. So was it, or I mean, maybe he's divorced. I know he has kids that are mixed. Oh yeah, he's Anna Marie Wiley. They got married in 2014. They have kids together. They have 3 kids together. She was on the Real Housewives of Beverly Hills. Did they say who the victim was of the domestic battery?
No, they did not.
That's wild. Oh, yeah, it was his wife. The alleged victim. She's who called the police. I wonder what he got to say about. Didn't he get on Ryan Clark for having weird charges?
we never talked about Deshaun Watson? Because this is looking worse.
Man, what's wild is this shows that Ryan Clark didn't speak on his other stuff. Okay, so their things were about it's just interesting, man. Very, 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 very interesting. And unfortunately, I hope he's not a woman beater. I hope, but the other long list of consistent allegations just looks like something's going on over there. And I hope the best for him. I don't want to like judge him, but hey, that's a tough situation that I hope to never have to go through. Oh, he got a. Wow! I thought he was gonna have. I thought he had a pilgrim for a wife. Definitely doesn't. But yeah, I hope the best for them, man. They've been married for over 12 years, so. Yeah, OG's wilding, man. That's why you gotta watch your mouth. I try not to judge people because we all one bad decision away from being some internet fodder. So, but yeah. Damn, I think that big games BS a busted thing. I think that messed my stomach up, Jaden, just by watching that.
Sorry about that to anybody who saw that seafood boiled pizza for sure. Definitely an interesting food combo. But that's all I had on my end, James. Any last words to say to the viewers out here as we bring in Monday, as we bring in this new week?
I appreciate everybody checking us out on the Twitters. If you're on the Twitters, make sure you go over to the YouTube channel. Just jam the like button, and subscribe. There's some good stuff over there as well. For anybody else, make sure you check out that pinned tweet. If you can donate, we are or suggest people to sign up. People are hurting. If you can do anything that can help, if you have a business, if you're looking for different things, please feel free to share. But outside of that, appreciate everybody for chopping it up with me. We will see you guys next time.